Hello, Year 6. Welcome to your maths lesson for Thursday. I know you will have all noticed straight away that I have done a Kahoot quiz for you this morning for your starter. So I've made you a mental maths Kahoot quiz. So if you type in this game pin, you can have a quick go at 10 mental maths questions to start off today. Thought I'd make it a little bit more fun. Okay, once you've done that, then come back and unpause the video. And today we are moving on to pages 74 and 75, still in our stretch book. We're going to be in this one for quite a while now. And our learning question is, can I calculate the mean value? Okay, so we're focusing on the mean today. I'm going to teach you again what it means to work out the mean, and then you can apply that with your work for today. So let's have a look. So the mean then, so to calculate the mean, you need to add all values together and then divide by how many there are. That's what you've got to try and remember today. To work out the mean, you add each one together and then divide by however many there are. Okay, so I've got a question on the board for us to have a go at. This isn't from your book, this is a completely different one. So it says, 5 children have some marbles as shown. So child A has 10, and then you've got child B, C, D, and E, and how many they've all got. So it says the children decide to share the marbles equally. So to work out the mean then, to work out how many each one would get, we need to add them all together and then divide them by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we've got our answer, we need to divide it by 5. So I think I can do some of this mentally. I might have to do some of it with written method. So we've got 10 add 8, which is 18. 18 add 5, which would be 23. Add 4 is 27. Add the 3 then is 30. Okay, so adding them all up equals 30. And then we need to do 30 divided by 5, because there's 5 children, isn't there? Okay, so 30 divided by 5 equals 6. Okay, so the mean then for this information would be 6. Okay, because 6 times 5 is 30. Okay, so that's how to calculate the mean. But sometimes you might be asked a question like this one. So it says 5 classes of children collect some money to share equally with 5 local charities. 4 of the classes record how much money they have collected, but the 5th class forgot to record theirs. Okay, so here are 4 classes' collections, and the total is shared equally, so each charity shares 25. So this is the mean. Okay, so we know the mean, and we know what the first four classes. So we've almost got to work backwards, okay? And you will have to do this in your work for today. So make sure you are listening carefully. So to work out how much the 5th class raised, remember we had 5 classes, we're going to have to work backwards. So remember, to work out the mean, the last thing you do is divide by however many there are. So we're going to do the opposite and we're going to multiply. So the first thing you need to do is do 25 times 5, okay? Then you need to add up all of these and take it away from that answer. And that will tell you how much that last class collected, okay? Right, let's have a look at some of your questions then. So question 1 is very similar to the one we've just done. That's why I haven't popped it onto the board. So you should be able to apply what I've just done with you to question 1. So it says 3 different whole numbers have a mean of 5. The difference between the highest and lowest number is 4. What are the 3 numbers? So if you know there are 3 numbers and the mean is 5, to work out what they all add up to, you need to do 3 times 5, don't you? Okay, that then tells you what those 3 numbers have got to add up to. Then you've got the extra challenge of making sure the difference between the highest number and the lowest number have got a difference of 4. Okay, so that's a little bit of a challenge for you to have a go at. Question 2 then says there are 5 apple trees in an orchard. The mean number of apples per tree is 18. How many apples are there in the orchard? So for this one, if there's 5 apple trees and the mean number of apples per tree is 18, to work out your answer, all you need to do is do 18 times 5. Okay? Now, I've put the next bit on the same page because you're going to have to use your answer for that one in this one because we're talking about the same orchard. Okay, so bear that in mind. So your next part says there are 7 pear trees in the same orchard and a total of 42 pears. What is the mean number of pieces of fruit per tree in the orchard? Now, I know this sounds a bit confusing. Okay, so if we've got 42 pears, we need to add that to how many apples there were. Okay, so whatever your answer was for the first part. Okay, and that will tell you how many pieces of fruit there are. Okay, so if you do 42, 1 second. So if you do 42, add your answer, that will tell you how many pieces of fruit. Okay. Then you need to do the 5. So we had 5 apple trees, remember, up here at the top. We had 5 apple trees and 7 pear trees. So if you do 5 add 7, that will tell you how many trees there are. Okay, you can do that. I know you can all do that mentally. Then, once you've got that, I know there's a lot of steps. Once you've got that, then you need to do however many pieces of fruit there were divided by however many trees there are, and that will tell you the mean number of pieces of fruit per tree in the orchard. Oh, that was long. Okay, so have a good go at that. Question 3 then. Oh, line graph for this one. We did line graphs yesterday, so we should be pretty confident with those. So it says Kate draws a line graph to show how many hours of TV she watches each week for 6 weeks. Her graph is shown below. So your question says, over these 6 weeks, what is the mean number of hours TV Kate watches per week? Okay, so let's have a look at our line graph then. So for this one, all you've got to do is work out the mean. So you've got to go along. So on week 1, she watched 3 hours of TV. On week 2, she watched 1 hour because it's here. And if it's halfway between 2 and 0, it's going to be 1. So if you add those all up and then divide them by however many weeks there are, that will tell you the mean number of hours. Okay. On the next bit then, on the same one, it says, over 7 weeks, the mean number of hours of TV that Kate watches is 3 hours a week. How many hours does she watch in week 7? So this is one where we've got to work backwards again, a bit like on question 1. So we know that here, we know what the mean number of hours she watches over 6 weeks is, whatever your answer for this one is. So that was for the first 6 weeks. Okay, so then you're going to have to work out, we know she watches 3 hours a week, so that's our mean, and we know there's 7 weeks. So you need to do 3 times 7, okay? Then, once you've got that, you need to take away your answer for the first part. take away your answer for your first part, that will give you your answer for this question. Okay, so do 3 times 7, find your answer, and then take away your answer that you got for this one. Okay, because then that'll take away the 6 weeks and leave you with just the 7th week. Okay, next page then, page 75. So on this one then, it says, Jaden recorded the temperature in his garden at 7 a.m. every day for 5 days. 4 of the days are shown in the table below. So for this one, it's just the same. You've got to work out what that last day is. You know, it tells here, it says the mean temperature at 7 a.m. across 5 days was 2 degrees. So we know that the mean is 2. Okay, so adding all those up and dividing it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would give us 2. We've got to work backwards, haven't we? So there are 5 days. So you need to do 2 times 5. And then you need to add up those positive and negative numbers and to work out your answer. Sorry, getting all tongue-tied. But I just want to quickly go over with you adding positive and negative numbers because it's something we've not done for quite a while. So here you've got to do -2 add -5. So if you're doing a minus add a minus, your answer would be a minus. Okay, so -2, 2 add 5 is 7. So -2 add -5 would be -7. Okay, and then you add on your positive numbers. Think carefully whether you are going towards or away from 0. I'm just going to do one with you, some similar numbers. Just to help you. So, for example, if you had -1 add -3, add 6, add 2. Remember, a minus add a minus is a minus. So -1 add -3 would be -4. And then I've still got to add these on, haven't I? Okay. So if I did -4 add 6, I'm going towards 0. Okay. So -4 add 6 is going to be +2. Okay, I don't need a minus now because I've gone past 0. 2 add this 2 would be 4. Okay, so on question 4 then, you need to do 2 times 5, okay, to work out what they all add up to. Add them all up and then take whatever they add up to away from the 2 times 5 answer. Okay, and that will give you what is left. Okay, question 5 then. Says Trang, Bin and Ron all went to a restaurant for lunch. Trang's meal cost £7.30 and Bin's cost £5.60. The mean cost for all 3 meals was £6.35. How much did Ron's meals cost? So this again is a working backwards one. So you know what the mean is. So you need to do £6.35 times 3 and then take off these 2 prices and that will tell you what the third meal cost. Okay, so you can have a go at that one. The next one then, your last one, says 2 other friends joined them. One paid £5 more than the other. The mean cost of all 5 meals was £6.85. So that's your first job, is multiply that. Okay, you multiply £6.85 by 5, then that will give you how much it was before it was divided. Okay, that tells you what all 5 meals have got to add up to. Okay, once you've got that, then you then need to do your answer for that. Take away, sorry, it's hard to tell you without telling you the answer. £6.35 times 3, which is what you will have done on this one. Okay, so it was the mean for this one. So when you multiplied those 2, you did £6.35 times 3, whatever your answer was for that one, you need to take that away from there. Okay, so do £6.85 times 5. Go back and find out what £6.35 times 3 was and take it off. Okay, that's your answer. But then we want to know what were the prices of the meals the 2 other friends ordered? Okay, so once you've got that answer, you then need to remember that one paid £5 more than the other. Okay, so you've got your answer. You need to try and split it now so that one of them is spending £5 more, one of them is spending £5 less than the other. Okay, I know some of those are really, really challenging and tricky. Just try your best. Make sure you watch the video really, really carefully. Rewind it if you need to. Pause whenever you need to and have a good go. Don't forget to send me some pictures of your work for today. See you tomorrow.